Last time out, the Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup Series visited Road America. There was plenty of bumper banging and concrete crunching, and it ended in near disaster for a couple of competitors. Now the series heads to a place where, if last year is any indication, we could see more of the same. We're at New Jersey Motorsports Park for the Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup. Next. Welcome to New Jersey Motorsports Park in Millville, New Jersey. Coverage of the Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup, part of the Mazda Motorsports Festival presented by VisitFlorida.com. Hello again, everyone. I'm Rick Benjamin. Elliott Forbes Robinson alongside. Todd Lewis will have our coverage today down on pit road. It's been a very interesting week for the Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup drivers. Just a week ago at Road America, huge carnage, violent wreck, several cars destroyed. All of those drivers, though, have lined up new rides for this weekend's action. And Elliott, it's going to be an interesting run here. Very hot weather conditions today.
Well, it is hot. It's going to be very slippery out on the track, and it's amazing. All these guys are driving cars they haven't been in before, but they all found them, and it's going to be strange because they're different colors.
We have a surprise pole winner today. First time for Jesse Combs. Earlier, Todd talked with him.
Jesse Combs will be the pole sitter for the Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup Series. His first of the year. Pretty satisfying to score that #1 starting position.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Especially at a track like New Jersey. I think starting on the front row is going to be important here. It's a tight track, not a heavy drafting track, so position is going to be really important.
Do you find this will be more of a defensive race than you're used to, perhaps starting up front in that P1? Maybe want to use your teammates even a little more than usual?
You know, I don't think it will be a super defensive race in the fact that, you know, we come down the front straight and you got 3 pretty tight turns right at the start. So I think this is going to be one where there's going to have to be a lot of lining up or guys are going to go really slow. It's not a track that you can drive 2 by 2 through every corner.
Could be an interesting one here through the first couple of corners. Jesse Combs will lead them off the starting grid for the Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup Series.
Combs drives a red car from Alara Racing. Most of their cars are normally yellow. They've got a couple of different color schemes today, and we'll talk more about that. Show you a little more about the Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup machines. It is a spec series, but these are very cool and fast race cars.
Well, they are, you know, and they're not easy to drive necessarily because, you know, they're 2,600 pounds. They're a lot heavier than we've seen in the Formula cars. But they're a street car, not a purpose-built race car, and so we have a whole different series here to work with, and the cars handle a little bit different because of it. Now, the horsepower of it is the 160 horsepower, which for the weight is not bad for a street car. You won't see them going as fast here at the track, but they handle really well. They've got great, actually fantastic brakes on them. And the thing that I think the guys have to find out is that these guys, when you put a pro racer in with them, have a struggle, as we've seen in the last couple races.
Yeah. Last year's series was dominated by a driver named Todd Lamb, who has moved on up the Mazda Speed Motorsports driver development ladder. So this year, it's been Brad Rampelberg, Justin Piscatell, a whole host of characters. And one of the other drivers who's been to victory lane, been a major contender, huge wreck last week at Road America in this series. We talked earlier this weekend. Lionel Kent is back. He's going to race this weekend with a brand new car. We visited with him about the incident earlier.
That's it. I wish I could tell you more. We were just going straight, and all of a sudden, we're in the wall on the right together. I looked down at the floorboard and could see the engine dripping fluid, pouring fluid. Decided I better get out of the car. Ejected the harnesses, opened the door, ran down to Jeff Mosing, and about that time he was getting out, and I just gave him a big hug. I was just so glad we were both okay.
In 10 years of racing, I've never seen, anything like that personally. I mean, being that he's fine, he walked away without a scratch. I mean, I'm fine with it, It's one of those things, stuff happens in racing, and all you can ask is that the safety equipment does its job, and the racer walks away, and that's what happened.
You really just can't think about it. You just have to go out there and do what you know how to do, and that's drive hard.
Hopefully no more crashes. Hopefully it's just nothing but podiums from here on out.
Lionel Kent in a brand new car purchased from the Pombo family team down in Atlanta. He'll start 4th in that car today. And Elliott, how hard is it to get used to even though the cars are spec cars, everything is similar or the same, different race car.
Yeah, but it's not as different as you'd think in these cars because there's not as many adjustments they can make to these cars as you can with other cars. So it's still going to be very close, and you can see that by where he is in the proximity to the front of the grid with that car.
His car's out on the safety lap, the pace laps right now. Combs will start from the pole in that red machine. There's Brad Rampelberg, very close in qualifying time. Rampelberg in the blue 4 car. That's last year's championship car that won both races here with the different car number. Second row on the inside, Justin Piscatell from Weston, Connecticut. The DAMG Motorsports 89, last year's Rookie of the Year. And Lionel Kent, who survived that horrific crash at Road America a week ago. Brand new race car for him in the 13. He'll start in the 4th spot. Back to row 3, Michael Cooper, quick young gun in the 84. Another quick young gun, Nick Evans in that 28 car. Lap time of 1:34.675 seconds, very close to the pole speed. 4th row as we line them up here today. Mark Carpenter in the 14. Our Malkasian, he's the team principal at Alara Racing out of Houston, Texas. The 11 car will start back in the 8th position. He's had a pretty good start to his 2010 campaign. 5th row, Jeff Mosing, also involved in that bad wreck with Kent at Road America a week ago. Dean Copeland back in the series. We saw a lot of him in VIR, Ellie.
Yes, we did. He's had some good runs this year, and you know, he almost won that race. And you know, he's been struggling because he's not with one of the big teams, doesn't have a drafting partner to go out and help during qualifying.
6th row looks like this. It's Al Caiola back with us from the New York area. Tim Probert from Houston, Texas, one of the Alara entries, the 26. He too wrecked a week ago. That's another new car that Alara had to bring out today. Michael Vitarelli, John Tancredi back with us in row number 7 here. The 8th row, Richard Watson, Richard Pikett in the 9 car. And back to row number 9. We show you David Walker, Brian Audette back with us, first time in a while in the 35. Christine Crane, Randy Hale from East Haddam, Connecticut, the Patron Tequila car. Last couple of corners, looks like we're getting ready for a green flag, Elliot.
Yeah, it looks like we're coming up, and you know, nobody wants to be on the outside going into turn 1 here because it's going to be tough to be out there and not be run off the road. So we'll see if they can all get through here, and here they're coming up for the green right now.
22 cars originally signing in. 20 make up our starting lineup. First of 2 events this weekend for the Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup. Glad to have you with us. Todd Lewis on pit road for us. He's Elliot Forbes Robinson. I'm Rick Benjamin. We're racing in New Jersey down into turn 1.
Oh boy, 3 abreast. Here we come. You can see some pushing in the middle there, trying to get up to the front. And it looks like Rampelberg actually got the jump going into 1 on the outside.
Nick Evans in that 28 car, big drive off the 3rd row to get up into the top 3. Combs, the pole sitter, 2nd behind Rampelberg. 3rd right now is Combs.
You know, and Rampelberg's going very good from the start. And I'll tell you what, that's not looking good for the other guys because usually he's stronger at the end than he is at the start of the race. But this time he's good right off the get-go.
Looked like Brian Audette back there getting off course briefly. You've got to get right back on the road here. Rampelberg opens up about 5 car lengths. Pressure for 2nd spot. Evans in the 28, all over Combs in the 77.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting too because yesterday in the heat, Nick Evans was the quickest car. And so here we're back in the afternoon again, and Evans has just jumped right up into that spot from where he started.
45 minutes of timed racing. Brad Rampelberg in the AMG 4 car, your early leader. The cool gas machine, the 77 of Combs is 2nd. Nick Evans in that 28 car from Powell, Ohio. The Team MER Sparco Mazda up to 3rd. Justin Piscatell in the 89, the DAMG entry. Right there in 4th spot. Good battle for 2nd. They're side by side.
Yeah, they're trying different lines to get a run coming off of turn 10 here because it is very important to get tucked up right underneath there so you can get that run and get that pass down the straight. And hopefully, I think Nick is looking to try and get this pass done. And he's, you know, Piscatell's dropping back just a little bit, but not much.
Out from under the bridge onto the front straightaway.
And you know, our occasion started way back, and he got a good start that first lap. He's right up in there getting a draft too. And it looks like Nick Evans made a mistake there someplace because he did not catch up on there. He lost time. I don't know if he missed a gear or what happened.
Coming off the corner there, coming off 14, yeah.
Yeah, because he lost 3 spots, and that's not a normal place to do it because it looked like he had them all lined up there.
Tight nose-to-tail action. That's Michael Cooper in the AMG machine. A little further back, the 84 car. He's the team car to the race leader, Brad Rampelberg. Combs still 2nd. Oh, 1 car goes around. Is that Jesse Combs who went around there? No, that's the car Brian Audette, I believe. No, that's the GTS car of Carpenter. And another car off in the weeds. The 6 car in some trouble back there. That's Richard Watson from Hingham, Massachusetts. Another look here.
Yeah, they're coming around the corner there, going around early in the S's there, and that's a tough spot to go around. There was some action just trying to miss it, going out in the grass. It's tough. I think the track is already a little slippery.
Mark Carpenter from Charlotte in that 14 car, one of our stronger competitors, in trouble early as we work lap number 2. Let's take a quick time out in New Jersey. Back with more of the Playboy Mazda MX5.